we should all be furious. We should all be afraid of this. And you know, they often will do this. They'll arrest someone. It's kind of like a test balloon. They'll arrest the FBI. They SWAT style raided his house, despite the fact they never asked him to come in, which if you don't want to have to do a SWAT style raid that can end with people getting killed because you have guys with guns running in and smashing windows and people get scared and shit goes down. Rather than asking him to come in, they did that. They threw flashbang grenades. They wanted to make a show of it. And they're claiming that he has, quote, weaponized free speech for basically speaking out against the U.S. empire. So I just want to play, it's about a 2-minute clip of him during his press conference, because it's so important we get out the message of those who will be political prisoners in the United States. And it's just very important that we hear from this and we give a shit. It doesn't matter whether this is a national news story or not. If we're going to talk about Trump and his trials endlessly, then we can talk about this, which is egregious and disgusting and shows the level our FBI and our government will go to shut up freedom of speech that goes against the U.S. empire, that goes against endless war, that goes against endless exploitation and extraction around the world. So here he is, Chairman Omali Yeshitela.
And beaten with clubs and got to...
Sorry, I should say, he's talking about his past arrests. He's been arrested many times for free speech. So he started talking about that.
A court. And the cop was exonerated for the fact that, despite the fact I was handcuffed, he said that when taking me to the police, to jail, I leaned out of the window and was saying something to somebody outside the window. And so for my own protection, they beat me. They clubbed me almost unrecognizably. And then I went to jail for that. I have been shot at by assassins for what I do. I have been shot at. My house has been firebombed. And in Oakland, California, shot at in San Francisco, California. And so my basic point is that every confrontation that I've had with the state in my life, with the exception of the mural, has been around free speech. And this is no different. It's a free speech question. I believe in free speech. And I learned about free speech in the United States. I was a relatively good student as a young person. They taught free speech. They taught that these are the basic principles enshrined in this country. And I believe in free speech. If I didn't believe in free speech, I would never have said anything, because they kill Black people for talking in this country. They kill Black people for whistling in this country. They kill Emmett Till for the accusation that he whistled at somebody. Free speech, free speech, free speech. And free speech has to be afforded to Black people. If it's not afforded to us, then there can be no free speech for anybody. And this is something that everybody should understand, because the assault on free speech, the assault on basic democratic principles, is one that's always made against someone or some group that is assumed to be unpopular. This is the way they open the door to an assault on the right of anybody to speak, because there's an assumption that this is unpopular speech. Yes, I believe that African people should be free. Yes, I believe that Africa should be free. Yes, I believe that this country was founded on the genocide of the indigenous people and the free stolen labor of Black people. Yes, and I'm going to say that, but I should have a right to say it. I was taught that when I went to school, and I believed it when I went to school. And if I am guilty of anything, it is in believing in the principles that was taught to me all my life when I was in school. If I'm guilty of anything, that's what I'm guilty of. And so, Counselor.
All right, there you go. Important words from Chairman Omali Yeshitela at the press conference today that, of course, was not covered by any mainstream media, of course, was not discussed on your mainstream media, of course, can't be even mentioned on your mainstream media. they gave a press conference. It was carried live online because, maybe there was some local reporters there. I don't know. But this has been largely whited out by your mainstream media. The fact that the FBI, the same week they raided Trump's Mar-a-Lago, which, like it or not, got endless coverage, they also raided the offices and the home. It's a home office, so their home of these folks in the Uhuru movement and the African Socialist people, Socialist Party, and they are trying to destroy their lives, threatening him and 4 others with 10 to 15 years behind bars because they're claiming they were Russian agents or they were doing something on behalf of Russia. And as he's saying, he's been arrested many times. He's been an activist and a protester since the days of the Black Panthers, since the 60s. And he's been arrested many times, as he said. But other than one event in which he was arrested for taking down a racist mural, so wiping away a mural, other than that arrest, all of the others have been for free speech. And wiping away a racist mural should also be allowed. But so he gets endlessly arrested for free speech in this country. And this has happened yet again. And now he's being threatened with 10 to 15 years behind bars. And it doesn't even get talked about in your mainstream media. Like I said, I have an hour interview with him after the arrest that I did for Behind the Headlines. And we should all be furious. We should all be afraid of this. They often will do this. They'll arrest someone. It's kind of like a test balloon. They'll arrest someone or prosecute someone or harm someone who the average population can't get behind easily. And in this case, they can't get behind him easily because, oh my God, he's a socialist. Oh my God, he wears African colors, meaning he's not patriotic. Oh my God, he says the U.S. empire is wrong. Oh my God, he's a black person. Oh my God, he's an outspoken black person. Oh my God, he was friends with or party to the Black Panthers. Oh my God, this guy should be arrested. Oh my God, he visited Russia? What? And so they do this as a test balloon to see if they can arrest someone for freedom of speech, for speech, and then they see if they get away with it. They see how it goes. They see whether we actually stand up and fight back and demand these people be freed and the charges be dropped. And they hope that you don't have any impact, because then they can do this with more people and it can spread and become more and more harmful. I will continue to bring you the updates on this. It really is revolting, disgusting, and just not the way our system should work. And more people should be talking about this, talking about Amalia Shatella and the others who have been arrested and then charged, indicted by the FBI for freedom of speech. And as I said, they have actually admitted in the response to the indictment, in their statement, they admitted that that they were indicted for, quote, weaponization of free speech.